Hello and welcome to another video, and today is going to be the second installment of the physical TBR diaries, in which I try and read the entirety of my physical TBR cards. At the moment, I believe I have 49 books on my physical TBR. I have several plans for the week, including a book that I'm currently reading, and I want to go over my reading plans. But before I do, hi, my name is Reagan. Welcome to my channel. I do mainly book content, and this is obviously another book video. If you see something flashing, that would be my heating pad, so just ignore that. It looks kind of like what's in Big Hero 6, like the big white balloon monster thing. It kind of looks like his face. Baymax, that's his name. I need to watch that movie. I need to get a DVD of that movie, actually. I am having some cramps, so ignore that. Plans for the week. Today is Monday. I meant to start filming this yesterday and forgot. So we've actually already started a book for my physical TBR. We're almost done with it, because did I sit and binge 300 pages yesterday? Yeah, I did. And that book is going to be Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I am obsessed with this, and this is perfect timing because Julie Soto's new fantasy romance comes out literally tomorrow, and I'm so excited for it because if this is eating this hard, I cannot imagine what her tension would be like in a fantasy romance setting. This follows our two main characters who are both musicians of a sort, and they meet when they're playing for a wedding. It actually happens that they had met before and our MMC did not remember her. He's kind of a grumpy guy. Never in my life have I ever found music so sexy, and orchestra and classical music so sexy. Like, the tension that Julie Soto describes just playing a song is utter insanity. It made me, like, while I was reading this, want to listen to classical music to like enhance the vibes, the tension, the romance, the obsession that our MMC has with our FMC. And we don't get his POV like that, but do you know? Yes. You can literally tell by his actions and his facial expressions and the way Julie Soto writes his character that he is utterly obsessed with our FMC, and boy, obsessed will do it for me every time. The way she describes the music, though, also is like you can literally hear it leaping off the page. It makes me want to pick up a violin and play. I actually only have about 100 pages left, a little bit less, honestly. I have an hour left in the audiobook. Listening to the audiobook and following along in the physical book, that is my shit right now. That is my shit. I've literally been doing it for every single audiobook. The next book I'm picking up like 100% because my Libby hold is about to expire is going to be The Night in the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I read the Shepherd King duology by Rachel Gillig and it was okay. Like, I didn't really love. Other plans for the week, I have my TBR, which you can't even see right here. Out of this, I have Never on audio. I have Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. These two are physical, so I don't know if we'll get to these this week. Things that I really need to get to because they are on Libby. The Familiar by Lee Bardugo is one. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Mother of Death and Dawn by Carissa Broadbent, that's on there. This isn't as urgent because this typically is not like something that you have to wait for. It's typically like ready right away. I literally have almost every single one of these books as an audio option, which is honestly perfect because that is my shit right now. I know I already said this, but if I can't dual read it, I don't want it at the moment. So you can actually see my heating pads there, which is kind of crazy. Some updates here for you today. It is still Monday. It's like way later. I've done all the things I need to do for the day. It's about midnight and I'm gonna settle in for a little bit of reading before bed. Not much because this is way later than I normally stay up, but today I actually did finish Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. It's stars. I didn't think I was gonna say this, but by the end, I was trying to think back on like things that I didn't like or things that I remembered criticizing throughout my read, and I literally couldn't. Everything I said about this book stands. The way Julie Soto writes about music, you can tell that there's a passion for it, that she writes about music the way she writes about sex and about love and about connection, and it really just leaps off the page for you, and through music, you see the love and the connection and the sex that's that this couple has. Not only does Julie Soto as a writer connect with the audience through music, but the couple connects with each other through music. It was phenomenal. I really liked the third act conflict. Now, there was conflict throughout the whole book. We had plot twists and different situations within relationships that we went through that I felt were very realistic and done well. However, the third act conflict I really enjoyed, because normally in the third act conflict in a lot of books it's very predictable, number one. Number two, you can sit there and be like, oh yeah, this person is like in the right and this person needs to do the groveling. In this situation, I felt like both people made mistakes. Both people groveled and apologized, and not even groveled in the way of like, oh, I need to get them back. That wasn't kind of the situation. It was more like they both resolved the conflict and apologized and made their feelings known and righted everything in such a mature and like realistic way. I feel like sometimes there are miscommunications. Sometimes in relationships, people do or say the wrong thing and it causes a ripple effect, or like something goes wrong and you don't mean it, but whatever. Like, things were dealt with very realistically in this book and I loved it. The spice in this book, chef's kiss. I feel like in a lot of books now, I'm noticing the same patterns, the same verbiage, the same situations, the same tropes in a lot of the spice that is written. But in this book, I feel like all of the spice was like new and different and exciting. It actually felt like spice instead of just like, okay, I'm gonna skim this scene. That's enough. It was like something that I felt really made sense for the couple, the moment, the character. It wasn't just spice for the sake of spice. However, this was very spicy. So to have all of that done intentionally and done well, I thought really showed Julie Soto and her talent as a writer. One of my new favorite romance books, one of my favorite romance books of the year by far. I just kept thinking about it when I wasn't reading it, and I haven't done that for a book in a long time. I couldn't put it down, couldn't stop thinking about it, wanted more. I could read another book about this couple and be happy. Everything. I loved everything about it. I'm now before bed, probably, more than likely. I need to finish the Love Island episode and then go into this, but I'm probably going to be starting The Night in the Moth today by Rachel Gillig. I want to get like maybe a chapter in before bed just to get a little taste, get a little sneak peek of the situation going on. I have my annotation supplies here and we're gonna do some damage in this book. I just got back from a movie. Hold on. This might take a little second. And we went and watched the new Jurassic World. Me, my brother, and my boyfriend. It was good. The amount of product placement in that movie was freaking insane. I saw M&Ms, I saw sweet tart ropes, I saw Lay's chips. Other than that, the movie was good. It was a little scary for my liking, but I wasn't like too scared. I just like the theater we were in was so loud that I actually did get jump scared. On the ride home, I believe I'm going to be starting an audiobook. I'm not sure which one yet because I haven't decided, but I do know that I have a 30-minute drive home back to my apartment and I want to read something. However, I don't know what it's going to be. My hold, I haven't actually started The Night in the Moth because my hold only has 3 days left, but I didn't get to start reading last night because I ended up watching Love Island. And tonight, I'm not going to watch Love Island because I have work early in the morning, so I think I'm going to go home, shower, get in bed, and read. Ignore the scratch on my face, but I've rearranged my TBR cart and I've pulled out all the books that I would like to read next, like very soon. This stack right here, and we're gonna go through it. Never by Jessa, The Nightingale by Kristen Hannah. I have a Libby hold for this, so I need to get this done within the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Heavenly Bodies by Amani Iru. Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I really do want to read this by the end of July. Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I learned that this is a Hermione fanfic turned into a traditionally published book, so I'm very interested now. The book I'm reading because I haven't really given you an update on my thoughts. I've kind of been showing you like where I am in the book, what I'm doing in my like TBR journey or TBR diaries journey, but I haven't really talked to you about this specific book and what I feel about it. Camera's gonna be quite shaky because you are in fact on my tripod on my bed. Really not a smart idea. Maybe I can change it. I'm in the middle of The Night in the Moth by Rachel Gillick. I'm actually on page 201, right there at about 51% of the way through. I'm really enjoying it so far. Right now I'm feeling like a 4-star vibe. Favorite part, the gargoyle, by far. Please. Everyone said, like, I'm not original. Everyone has said that the gargoyle is like their favorite character, is so funny and relatable and cute, and I agree. I'm really liking the characters. I'm liking it way better than One Dark Window. Tonight, I have all my candles burning. The rain is pouring. I literally got caught in such a bad storm on the way home from my boyfriend's house. I got a new friend that I'm gonna read with today. This is my pink dino. In addition to my blue weighted elephant, this is how I'm going to be reading with them tonight, like this. So I'm gonna cuddle up in bed and read tonight, but I wanted to show you some of the drawings that I've been doing in the books. By no means am I a good drawer. Let me just say that first and foremost, because I don't want y'all to think that like I'm trying to show off or anything. I'm really not good at drawing, but I was like, this book is so vivid that I would like to like add some doodles in it. So first we have the coin. Here I drew the gargoyle. I also drew the inkwell. And lastly, so far I've gotten up to my drawing of the oar, if I can find it. But basically in the back of the book, there are these like omens, they're called, and they're a part of the magic system. And I just wanted to like draw my own versions. And basically while I'm listening and annotating and doing the audiobook, I've been having a really good time like drawing along with it. And I think that that's really fun in this beautiful, beautiful copy of a book. The banter in this, the romance, the MMC, he wears eyeliner. He's a knight with dark hair who wears eyeliner and barely speaks and is a little mean and cranky. What more could you ask for in an MMC? That was it. What? I just finished The Night in the Moth by Rachel Gillick. I need some time to sit on my reading. I think I know when I'm gonna read it, but I need to read the next book in the series, like, now. When does it come out? Does anybody know? Is there a release date yet? Can someone clue me in? Because it better be soon, because I can't wait that long. What the freak? What the freak? I am back to let you know what has been going on with my reading this week. It's actually now Sunday and I have finished a few things. First, I didn't really talk about it much while I was reading because I kind of just like listened to the audiobook periodically when I wasn't doing anything or like reading something physically. I just kind of like put this on in the background whenever I felt like it. And Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson, my thoughts. This is probably I don't want to say the worst Lana Ferguson I've read, like my least favorite for sure. I don't know why the line is drawn here, but like there has to be a line in books where I'm like, okay, I'm not following, this isn't believable to me, not in the fact that like obviously this wouldn't happen in real life, but like I'm not believing the story. This was my line. I just wasn't in it. I thought it was gonna be fun and like a little quirky and like niche, but it was kind of just annoying. The plot, the little side mystery plot that we had going, weird, didn't understand. Why did it have to be like this quest of sorts instead of like this is the reality, we're going with it kind of situation? I think I'm gonna rate it like a 1.5. My feelings towards this book are neutral, but the criticisms I have for it I think bring it down to a 1.5. But if we're going to go back and recap the week, the first book we finished was Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. This I ended up reading a 5 out of 5 stars. I think I already talked about it. One of the best romance books I've read this year and in general. Next I finished The Night in the Moth by Rachel Gillick. I think I rated this a 4. A very solid 4. I had such a fun time listening and following along and doodling. I've never doodled in my books before, but I had a really good time doodling in this one. And lastly, like I just said, I rated Under Lock and Key a 1.5. This just didn't really do it for me. But that means we finished a total of 3 books in this video, 3 books off the TBR, and I will update you right here with what the number of books that I now have on my physical TBR is. You should subscribe if you'd like, comment. I'd love to hear how many books you have on your physical TBR. Is my number low, high, average? What do we think? That is that. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Bye.